Imagine laughing so hard you can't breathe, can't eat, can't sleep. Now imagine that lasting not for minutes, but for weeks. On January 30th, 1962, in a small village near Lake Victoria, Tanzania, 3 girls at a Christian missionary boarding school started giggling during class. Within hours, the giggling had become hysterical, uncontrollable laughter. Within days, it had become an epidemic. The laughter started innocently enough at Kashasha Village's school for girls. But this wasn't the kind of laughter you hear at a comedy show. Students described it as painful, exhausting, and completely beyond their control. They would laugh until tears streamed down their faces. Then the laughter would morph into crying. Then back to laughing again. Some screamed. Others couldn't stand up. And nobody could make it stop. Within 2 weeks, 95 of the school's 159 students had been affected. Teachers watched helplessly as their pupils collapsed in fits of laughter that lasted hours, sometimes days. The school had no choice. On March 18th, just 6 weeks after the first case, they shut down completely and sent the girls home. That's when things got truly bizarre. The girls didn't get better when they went home. Instead, they brought the laughter with them. Parents started laughing. Siblings caught it. Neighbors fell victim to the same uncontrollable fits. The epidemic spread from village to village along Lake Tanganyika like an invisible contagion, following social networks and family connections. By April, the nearby village of Nshamba was hit. Then Ramashenya. Then Kanyangareka. Schools closed one after another as the epidemic swept through communities. In total, 14 schools were forced to shut their doors. Thousands of people were affected across the region. The symptoms varied wildly. Some victims laughed continuously for days. Others experienced pain, fainting spells, respiratory problems, and rashes. Many reported feeling violent or aggressive. Some couldn't walk. The episodes could last anywhere from a few hours to 16 days, and many victims experienced multiple relapses over several months. Medical investigators descended on the region, baffled by what they were witnessing. They tested for toxins, infectious diseases, and environmental causes. Nothing. Blood tests came back normal. There was no virus, no bacteria, no poison. The laughter defied medical explanation. Interestingly, the epidemic followed a clear pattern. It only affected students and young adults, mostly females. Teachers and adult men were almost completely immune. And it spread exclusively through people who knew each other, never randomly. By June of 1962, the epidemic had infected over 1,000 people across the region. Then, just as mysteriously as it began, it started to fade. By the time schools reopened in September and October, the laughter had finally stopped. The entire outbreak had lasted 18 months. Today, scientists classify what happened in Tanganyika as mass psychogenic illness, formerly called mass hysteria. It's a real medical phenomenon where psychological distress manifests as physical symptoms, spreading through a population under stress. But what caused the stress? Tanzania had just gained independence from British colonial rule in 1961. Traditional societies were being disrupted. Young girls were being educated in Western missionary schools, caught between two cultures. The pressure was immense. Some researchers believe the laughter was an unconscious rebellion, a release valve for unbearable psychological tension that had no other outlet. The body expressing what the mind couldn't say. The Tanganyika laughter epidemic remains one of the most extreme and well-documented cases of mass psychogenic illness ever recorded. It wasn't faked. The suffering was real. The social disruption was real. But there was no physical cause, only a collective psychological breaking point. And here's the disturbing part. it could happen again. Similar outbreaks have occurred throughout history and continue today, from convulsing schoolgirls in upstate New York to mysterious seizures in Colombian schools. The question that haunts researchers isn't just what caused the Tanganyika epidemic. It's what this reveals about human consciousness itself. How can thoughts become contagious? How can psychological distress manifest as physical symptoms that spread like a virus? And in our modern world of social media and instant communication, where stress and anxiety spread faster than ever before, could we be more vulnerable to this phenomenon than those schoolgirls were in 1962? What do you think? Could mass psychogenic illness spread through the internet? Leave your thoughts in the comments below.